That totally stunk. And that was so my fault. I mean, who did I think I was trying to do a 360 on a stool with absolutely no stability? It's a standing stool. You're not meant to sit on it, not meant to spin on it. It's just meant to casually rest your bottom on while you're at a standing desk. I totally abused it and misused it. Other than that, though, that stool is totally awesome. Any of you that have a standing desk, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to leave a link for that down in the description. Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipnewski. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at a light by a company called Iwata. Now, the only reason I know how to pronounce that is because I watched a video that they had made. It was all in Chinese. So the only thing I was able to glean from that video was how to properly pronounce the name, and that's Iwata.
Iwata.
So back in the olden days of 2020, we would have referred to this light as an RGB light. But being that now we have control over the hue and the saturation and the intensity, we're calling them HSI lights now. So this is an HSI tube light by
Iwata.
called the Master S. Shall we do an unboxing? Okay, I know that was a little bit of a cheat, but I really don't do unboxings. Before we jump into the light, let's talk about all the other stuff that comes with the light. And the first thing that I want to say is I love their charging extension cord. I love that they give you options. You can either use the USB end or pop that cap off and use a USB-C. And of course, the light itself does charge via USB-C, and you can charge this light while it's running. You also get a really nice long piece of Velcro in case you wanted to attach this light to something that's not metal, otherwise it would stick with magnets. It also comes with 2 loop screws. So at either end of the light, you'll notice that there's 1/4 mounts if you wanted to put this on a tripod or if you wanted to put this on a light stand. But let's say you wanted to hang these lights. You would just screw in these and then you'd be able to hang the light from anything. It also comes with 2 rubber washers that you can affix to the end of the light. This is so if you're using the magnets, let's say on a wall, you're not going to damage the wall, and it also protects the light as well. It also comes with 3 little metal plates, which I promptly lost, and I'm sure will wind up in the bottom of my washer machine this week. Now, what these metal plates do, in case you wanted to mount the light to a surface that's non-magnetic, like a curtain, you put the light against the curtain, stick the metal sheets behind it, boom, it's hanging from that non-metallic surface. It also comes with a carrying case that's not very protective at all. Okay, listen, this thing is a Nanlite Pavu tube ripoff. I know it, you know it, but I happen to think that this is actually better than the Nanlite because the Nanlite you have to buy a separate remote control if you want to work the light without having to navigate through the buttons on the actual light. Also, it has a very quick startup time. You just flip the switch and that baby is on and ready to go. So what's the benefit of having a light like this? Besides it being a really cool practical light, what else can you use it for? You can use it for long exposure photography if you want to get those really cool light trails. You can use it to improve the look of your B-roll. And being that it has built-in diffusion, you can also use it as a key light. While I set this up, why don't you guys have a look at some of the cool footage that I got with this today? No, I've literally just stuck this thing to a light stand and pushed it aside. And like I said, it's just like this. I'm not using any diffusion. I'm just relying on that built-in diffusion. So now I'm just using the app to control the light. And right now it's set at a 3% intensity and it is behind 2 layers of diffusion. So I'll just crank this up to 11% and the light is set at 5600 Kelvin. And of course, in all of my videos, I'm always rocking the hair light. So if you're making YouTube videos, you have a key light. If you don't have a hair light on, you're totally missing your chance of having that extra little bit of cinematic effect to your videos. I'll give you a demonstration. So this is with a hair light. No hair light. Hair light, no hair light. So you can see the big difference that having that hair light just carving you out, giving you an extra little bit of distance and depth from the background is really going to improve the look of your video. Now let's talk about some of the features that really set this light apart and make it very special and unique. So all of these lights now have LCD screens. There's nothing unique about that. But what makes this LCD screen very unique is that it's intuitive. So if you spin the light, the screen flips with it. No matter which position you have it in, or flip it or twist and turn it, that LCD screen is going to be straight up so that you can see it. Now, let's say for whatever reason you don't like that option, you wish you didn't have it, you can go into the settings and lock the screen. Even the magnets in this light are unique. There's 3 different angles that you can position this light at because the magnets are on 3 different sides. A lot of the lights just come with the magnets directly on back, and there's really no way to control the spill of the light. With this one, if you wanted to spill the light more to the left or the right, you could just flip the light and those magnets are going to be on either side. Something that I personally love and really appreciate is that they've made this battery life dummy proof. When you have it in a certain mode, you're looking at the LCD screen, it's like, hey, if you leave it in this particular mode at this particular intensity, you have 9 hours and 21 minutes left until you have to charge the battery, which I really appreciate because I really never cared for the bar guessing game. Okay, it looks like you got a full battery, you got 4 bars, and then you use it for a little bit. Next thing you know, you're at 2 bars. It's like, how did that happen? It comes with a CRI rating, which means color rendering index of a 96 plus. I have no way to professionally check the accuracy of that, but I have no reason to doubt it. Now, as I mentioned before, you could use this as an HSI light. You can also use it with the different color temperatures, and you can use it in effects. And the way that you go through those different modes is by long pressing the mode button, and that takes you to the different effects of the light. And I like the fact that it's a physical button that you actually push. It's not like an indented thing that you have to push and hold. It's a physical button. Once you hit it, you know you've got it. Right now we're in the color temperature mode. What I like about this is the fact that if you wanted to switch the color, shift it anywhere from more green or to more of a magenta look, you can do that as well. So let's go over to the HSI. And of course they have the little color wheel, and you can just pull right on through that. And if you move it more towards the center, that's going to pull down the saturation level. If you go more towards the end, it's going to pull up the saturation level. So now we're in effects, and this is the candle mode. Now we're in the fireplace mode. That might be a little too much. And this is a bonfire. Now it has 3 different lightnings. It has the intermittent lightning. Now we've gone to frequent lightning. We can go to continuous lightning. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's like there's like a little bit of a glitch with it where it's changing up the brightness. When I switch to effects, it drops the brightness down to 1. And this is fireworks show. Police car, fire truck. Scrolling through the RGB colors. This is a little faster. Product launch, like flashes of a camera. Press conference, and paparazzi. And all you have to do is just touch the different modes right on top to go between the 3. Okay, so right now we're at 10%, 10,000 Kelvin. So let's go all the way down to the other end of the spectrum and go down to 2,000 Kelvin. And there we are. So on the RGB wheel, this color is now set at 340. Let's say you didn't want to use, run your finger like this, but you wanted a very specific color. All you would have to do is hit hue on your phone, and it's going to allow you to dial in the hue color that you want. So let's do a hue of 25 with a saturation of 15. Now let's do a hue of 75, and we'll do a saturation of 100%. So that you have finite controls over the color and the intensity. So the build quality of this light is really good. It feels like a nice piece of gear, but it's not too heavy. It's made with aeronautical aluminum, which keeps it nice and light, but it still makes it sturdy, which is great. This way, when you go to use those magnets, you don't have to worry about the weight of the light, pulling the magnets down or making the magnets ineffective. It also helps with distributing the heat. Like when you go to touch this light, even though it's been on for quite a long time, it's not going to have that hot feeling that you get with some other lights. Like my Falcon Eyes hair light. light. It gets pretty hot after it's been on for longer than 30 minutes. You're not going to get that with this light. Some other tube lights that I've reviewed, if you want to use them together, you have to daisy chain them with the DMX wire. You don't have to do that with this light. You can have 10 lights lined up and work them all within one app all together. Anything that your gear can do that's going to wind up saving you time on set, just streamlining your workflow, I think is a huge positive. I can't give this light enough thumbs up. It checks all of the boxes for me. It's very easy to use. It's a good quality piece of gear. It's easy to travel with. It's only 10 inches long. It's lightweight. You can use it for a bunch of different things: practical light, hair light, and even a key light. Plus, it has all those different built-in effects. Like it's just one of those lights that I think everyone should have in their kit. And thanks to the folks at Iwata for sending it on over to me. It was so nice to finally review something that was not a microphone. By the way, the winner of the ZG Cine wireless lav system is going to Richard Mendoza. He was the only person in the comment section that was like, hey, listen, if you're just using this for personal stuff, this microphone would be just fine. So being that he was the only person that complimented the microphone, you got it, Richard. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. I thank you so much for watching my channel. And until next time, please wear your sunblock. And why don't you just give your mom and dad a quick call to say how much you love them.